Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. We got a special crew tonight. We got the South Jersey Investor Edition of Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood. We're going to go one by one through here, run it through, get some information on some of the top names, top personalities in the industry in South Jersey. We're going to start off with my man, Steve Pittman from Pittman Title. Steve, welcome to the neighborhood, my man.
Thanks so much, Jim.
We always do like a little bit of a backstory because everyone's got a cool story, how you got into the business. Because this is kind of like the island of misfit toys in the mortgage and real estate business, you know. And everybody's kind of like, oh yeah, I did this and that. Restaurant, waiter, bartender, maybe sold some weed, whatever it could be. So tell a little bit about how you got into this crazy industry of real estate.
First piece of real estate I bought was back at Stockton College in 2002. Bought a condo for $50,000, rented it out to my buddies.
Okay.
Here we are. I worked for the federal government for 13 years. I have a master's degree in biochemistry. That is my real background.
A master's degree in biochemistry to title agent, property flipper. How's that happen?
Something pays more than others.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So how did you go about? What was the transition? Did you just say, hey, this is awesome, or?
Started just the rental portfolio. Bought one, bought two, bought three, using refund checks from the good old student loans.
Okay.
And then next thing I knew, I started having a little bit of the portfolio. Kept going with it, small. Worked for the government, made some good money there. Decided that I was wasting time and I was wasting efforts and I was kind of wasting talent over there. So went full-time in the real estate and never looked back.
And I know that we had a conversation previously. You started opening the title business really just to get deals for yourself and to save yourself money because you were spending so much fees in there, and now it's turned into a legitimate business where you're doing all, not that it wasn't legitimate, but a full-time business for you know, able to serve other clients other than yourself.
Correct. I mean, if you ask anybody up here on this panel, some of the biggest costs on any type of real estate is commissions to real estate agents, closing costs with title companies, especially when you're the buyer.
Yeah.
Tried to start a title company to save myself some money. Wasn't easy. Finding underwriters that would actually sign with me, having no title experience or background, was very difficult. I had to prove myself with them. Finally started it. Bought a few properties, tried to close them myself, was told I can't, conflict of interest. So now I had to hire title producers who were licensed themselves individually.
Okay.
So if I'm paying somebody to close my own deals, kind of defeats the purpose. So we opened up a full-fledged title company, and here we are.
Okay. And now you specialize in the tough stuff. You know what I mean? Like most people that do what you do screw it up and make huge issues, but you specialize in the tough stuff. You do all the things that people make commercials about doing but really can't do. So talk a little bit about that. You know, your subject to stuff, your assignments, your all the different clauses, all the different stuff that you specialize in that separates you from the other companies.
So what we do there is we specialize with investors. Mm-hmm. We all know that investors don't buy properties. They're sitting on the MLS and they're cream puffs because there's none out there. We all look, we all wish they're not there. So we get wholesalers that come in, and you have double-sided contracts. They're actually flipping the contract to somebody else. Some title companies don't want to deal with that. They don't understand or navigate that. But there are a few that have no issues with it, but we specialize in it. The other thing is tax lien properties. There's redemption periods. There's chancery abstracts required in order to clear title to move forward. We specialize in that. We know how to order them ahead of time to get ahead of the game because everybody knows an investor buys something, they want it done yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay? They have it under contract Monday, they want to close Friday. So it makes our life a little bit more fun. Subject to mortgages. I think we talked briefly about this before in private. There's a way to do subject to mortgages. There is a New Jersey state statute for it. You have to know how to navigate that.
Yeah.
There's different places do it different ways, but there's really only one way in the state of New Jersey to do it. And you have to know that in order to do it the right way. Otherwise, the buyer, the seller, you're leaving yourself out to dry.
You can't watch an Armando Montalongo seminar on HGTV and do subject to mortgages, right?
Seen it on TikTok.
Yeah, seen it on TikTok. What works in California doesn't work in New Jersey, you know?
Yeah. And then the other thing that you're doing that we talked about briefly the other day was novation agreements. And people think they know what that is, but they really don't know what it is. And all the different nuances of that's becoming popular, you also can execute those properly.
Correct. So novation agreements and wholesale assignment contracts, people kind of get confused. They think they're the same thing. And in premise, yes, maybe they are. However, on a wholesale contract, the buyer is assuming all the costs. So the end buyer's paying for everything. Mm-hmm. So what you did was you assigned the rights to that contract to somebody else, but they are now on the hook for those contract conditions. That's how a wholesale assignment contract works. A novation agreement is different. You're novating the deal, the contract to somebody else, but you're also allowing them to come up with their own contract terms. So they can renegotiate time of closing, due diligence periods, inspection periods.
With an end buyer.
With an end buyer.
Gotcha.
So the difference with a novation is the seller has to sign off on 2 different contracts. And then the difference in the price is what the novated, the person who found the deal gets, kind of like their own commission.
Sure.
But novation agreements, you'll see a lot with realtors getting involved, because when they sell a product to an end buyer through a realtor, or if they list it on the MLS, 9 out of 10 times you're going to get that New Jersey Real Estate Association contract. No one's going to wholesale assignment that. You have to novate it.
Right. Awesome. Cool. That is the first segment. We're going to take a quick break, reset the camera. We're going to come back with Nick and Rich right after this. Welcome back. Episode number 227. My man Nick Barbetta is here. You kind of came on the scene here, showed up, took everything a little bit by storm. Give us a little bit of your background, how you got into the real estate business, because you haven't been a 20-year vet in the industry. You're, in the real estate terms, relatively newer to the business. So yep. How'd you get here, and how'd you be so popular?
I wouldn't say popular. I got my license, basically I was tired of paying realtors.
Okay. It seems to be a common theme in this thing here, man.
You know, save money.
Nice.
And
yeah.
There was, you're putting out a good product, and you're paying realtors to basically take pictures and put them online and answer a couple calls, and half of them don't know what they're doing.
Okay. So, we don't have to name any names on that, but we know who we're talking about. We know the names of that. Yeah.
So that's where I got my license.
Okay.
2016.
And when was the first time you flipped a house?
Around the same time.
Around the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were growing up, were you like always a handy person, or did you just hear somebody say, hey, I made all this money flipping a house, and you're like, damn, that's a good idea, let me try that one?
If you gave me directions and a screwdriver and screws, I couldn't put this together.
Nice. I kind of relate to that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
not handy at all.
You're not handy at all?
Nope. I can tell you how it should go together.
You know what the end result's supposed to look like. Mm-hmm. You can paint the picture.
Yeah, I know how much it should cost.
Right.
I'm not your guy.
All right, okay. I like that.
Tools got dust on them in the garage.
So you hire people to come and do stuff. Yeah.
Correct.
I like to say it's not the highest and best use of my skills to do that kind of thing. So you know,
somebody else.
Yeah. I
know what I'm good at. It's not that.
Yeah. I'm a numbers guy. I'm not that for sure. So do you do other real estate now other than your own projects? Have you gotten into a bunch of other stuff? Or are you strictly working for investors and working for projects? Or if your Aunt Sally's got to sell a house, she can come to you and sell your house. Yeah.
No, I've sold over 100 houses this year so far. Like 102.
Yeah, well, I knew that, but I didn't know if it was all investors or if you're a private stuff as well.
It's anybody now at this point. I've taken it and took my license and decided to use it for everybody.
Okay.
I do work majority with investors.
Right.
Tax liens, bank-owned properties, flips, investors, wholesalers, novations.
Yeah.
That's my forte.
Nice. All right, and our last guest tonight is Rich.
What's up,
Rich,
man?
welcome to the neighborhood. Rich, you are a magnificent home builder.
Yeah, I do.
You also do your other business, your tattoo shop. That's how you got started. But how did you get involved in the real estate industry? How did you transfer from one business to the other?
I had a store in AC, and they blew this dude's head off right out front, like in broad daylight.
Okay.
I sold it, and I grew up with A.R.C.R, and he was like, you should buy some condos with it. So I sold my 2 stores down the shore.
Okay.
And bought some condos.
And that was the start of it? And
Yeah. I wanted to own the development, and at one point I almost owned the development. And then we liquidated. I didn't want that anymore. And I think I was doing probably like 80 flips a year. and then I decided I just wanted to build. I think I'm at 52 transactions or something like that for the year already.
And right now you're basically all new construction stuff. You're not really doing a lot of flips,
flipping, but only if you like cut the roof off and go up. Not that like paint and carpet bullshit, or I could do a flip in 30 days, like real projects, like where you got to cut it off and you're putting like massive additions on, or you know, two or three floors, knocking shit down in the city, keeping one wall, stuff like that.
Now, are you doing suburban? Are you doing urban, city blocks? It doesn't matter as long as you get the...
Like, just got a project in the city that we're knocking down. I'm going to build like 4 townhouses. I got a couple lots in the city. I just finished up like 4 new construction ones this month. I got 9 shovels going in starting this month, like all over, anywhere from $400,000 up to $1 million.
Okay. And are you all residential, or do you do some commercial?
Nah, I don't really do commercial. We just bought a building, but I don't really do commercial.
Nah.
It was just a good deal.
We dabble.
I'll play around, you know what I mean? I like
Collect some
everything.
warehouses here and there.
Yeah.
I do got a couple warehouses laying around. If you need one, I got it. I could throw you one. But a lot of land, been buying a lot of land. That's how I got hooked up with Pittman. He's got a piece of land I really want. I got to wait 2 more weeks.
Gotta wait 2 more weeks to get it, you know?
I'm getting it. The kid ain't.
Contract might fall through.
He's gonna make him an offer he can't
Close it
refuse.
right after.
Right.
Usually a lot that, and now we're going into like more like buying big parcels of land and like subdividing it up. I have a 33 lot subdivision in Winslow we're going to break ground on hopefully right after the new year.
Okay.
And then 15 houses that I'm actually doing with my buddy Drew right on Omniscient Road in Blackwood.
Okay. Now, how are you finding these transactions? Are you like going out, boots on the ground, drive around finding it, or do you have people that send you business referral stuff? Here's a good idea.
I have a lot of people that send me stuff. He'll send me some stuff. There's not a lot of people buying land, believe it or not. Some stuff like Steve, I kind of stalked a little bit. We were sitting out front of his house trying to get the deal together. Trying to get it right.
Hello.
Yeah, I was like, hey, it's me. Thought I heard the phone ring. Let's talk about it. We had a couple different things come up. My subdivision, I owned half the tax lien, like one side of the street, and then Dave Beach got me the rest. Dave actually brings me a ton of stuff, believe it or not.
Sure.
Like off-market land stuff like that. But then like some of it, like people like can't see the big picture. And like I get 1 lot and like we know it's going to be 3, so we're closing on it and then paying the lawyers to subdivide it.
Right.
Like my lawyer bill is probably $25,000 a month, just like for subdivisions and quick phone calls and bullshit like that.
And are you buying like a single family home with 4 side lots and either
sometimes
knocking it down or
knocking the house down?
Yeah.
Or just like some lots, like we just got one in Gloucester Township that he got me that we were going to be able to get 2 on it and no one's seen it. And then my buddy Fran, he brought me something in Y Mill, which backs up to the land I'm trying to get from him, that we were able to buy the house, finish the house, and then subdivide it and get another lot.
Okay.
That way you're getting like the true value.
Have you ever sold just the plans? Have you ever bought something subdivided
So I
and
was
got
like
it
a
all
bitch when I
approved?
first started. I bought a couple lots and I got everything all ready, and then I just I didn't have it figured out in my head, and I ended up selling them to Aaron Miller, and then I watched him build it. And then we had in Sicklerville and Lehigh Manor, like 87 rentals all back there, like almost the whole development. Mm-hmm. They had 4 lots and I got it, and that was like the first 4 I did. I actually did them with Aaron.
Okay.
Aaron actually was like, we're gonna do this together, and then you're gonna end up going crazy. And now I'm sitting on like 56 spot lots and like 4 major subdivisions.
All right. So I'm going to go individually, one by one, and ask all of you the same question. Crazy, stupid, vision, almost scared to say it. It sounds so crazy. What's 1 year from now going to be for Steve Pittman? Big, far off, almost unattainable goal that you have that you kind of quiver a little bit when you say it.
Hopefully, owning multiple hotels in Wildwood and redeveloping the boardwalk in the North Wildwood section.
All right. I love it.
Just walking in here. Steve's gonna open up a indoor facility for youth sports.
All right.
Multi-million-dollar business.
I love it. I love it. What about you, Reg?
I'll probably break 100 houses next year, all new construction. I don't really like look at it like that. I'm not one of those guys that's like, I gotta have this. I'm not like flashy. I don't really care. You know what I mean? I just, whatever it takes to pay the bills.
Do you have crazy goals though? Do you have something where you're like, man, I really want to do that one of these days? Is there any
I get
bucket
like
list?
hooked, like, cause I have a super addictive personality. Like I used to love drugs. So like I have like, like when I tell you like whatever I did was always like, that's it, and I dove in. Like I wanted to own the whole development. We started buying like every single house. Like
Yeah, we did.
I just want to have. I don't know. I like building houses right now, and until like something changes, like that'll change. Like it takes us like 70 days to build a house. The hardest part's getting the shovel, and like maybe I'll build apartments. I don't know. Maybe I'll work for Steve. I don't, it changes like every day, like what I want to do, like depending on like when I wake up. Like it's not, until it's not fun anymore.
Okay.
Like it's not about the money. Like I want to have fun every day. So like we look at something and people are like, oh, if I do this, I can make that amount. And I'm like, man, well, if I tear the roof off and put 3 floors on it, yeah, I'm not going to make a ton, but I'm still going to make money. But like that's fun for me. And that's like the difference I feel like. Because it's like I got money. And of course, everybody wants more money. You know what I mean? But like I also want to enjoy what I do and have fun with what I do.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
And what do you do for your spirit, for your well-being, are you like, I know you said you used to do a lot of jogs. Are you like a meditative guy now? Are you like
Nah, I go to the gym every day. That's how I got super close with like Fran. And like I just started working out a couple days a week with Santini too. He's a good dude. I'm like hooked on pinball right now.
Okay.
Like, so like I play pinball in my basement a couple hours every night.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a 5-year-old. And like my kid gives me like the best like joy. Like I have a huge like 65-foot water slide out back of my house that like belongs in a water park.
Yeah.
So, like that's
the
fun.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I like to torture Nick. I'll like call him. I'll be like, "Did you get my land yet?" And I'll be like, "Dude, I just sent the offer." I'll like literally call 25 times in a row. Like just to break
Like, dude, I
balls.
sent the email 15 minutes ago. Did you get it yet? Well,
I'm sending Steve
reviewing
like
the
nudes.
offers.
I'm like, can we work this deal out? It's like me posing like this on the couch, and he thinks it's
If I show
weird.
them on here, we're done.
Can't see the
Yeah,
text
it's like
messages.
super weird, but as long as it's fun, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
To me. I want to like race. Like I like a challenge. So like if somebody was like, I'd race you like. We got 2 houses side by side. Like I would put all the profit up. Like I'll race anybody because I know I'm the fastest. You know what I mean? But that's shit like that makes it fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you do for your well-being? How do you keep sane? You don't choke people out on the side of the road, kind of thing.
Dude, no one's saying he doesn't choke people out.
We were assuming.
He's angry. He tried to clothesline me last week at some real estate thing.
I believe it was you that threatened me.
You came running in like the ultimate warrior. Let's not get it fucking twisted.
I just didn't have an elbow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how it looked. It was like dun, 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 the music cued. I was like, is that Pittman? Oh, fucking
Right in cafe too.
yup.
Gun range, bud.
Gun range?
Gun range. Love to
Okay.
shoot. So every weekend, bright and early, I shoot a few AR-15s, my shotgun, AR-10, some handgun work. About 3 hours there.
You're really on the spot here now, man. You got.
You could actually get with Gorman though. Maybe just go do that in Camden. Like roll the window down and see what kind of fun we could really have. Hold a couple abandoned houses and then Nick could sell them to some investors. Like this one got shot up and we could save everyone's
It increases
money.
the increases values.
Are we coming up with a business plan right
Maybe.
here?
I think it's a great idea.
I would think that would decrease values and that would make
But
acquisition
that would be
easier.
fine.
Good
cheaper,
drugs and
exactly.
good murders.
That decreases
Yeah.
value. You
Better.
can buy it quicker. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
business
Like,
plan.
man, this black is hot, man. They got shot the shit out of it. We'll just do it in my car or yours. No one's gonna know.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Thank you for coming in, guys. It was
you.
awesome to meet you, get to know you a little bit better.
Anytime.
Thank you very much. We'll be back with the next edition of Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.